Michelle, the National Art Director for Phoenix Salon Suites. We're so excited to have you all here with us today in this video. And we're hoping that you will just be present, be in the moment, and that this will not just be another educational video that you're watching, but it will actually be an amazing educational experience for you. So thanks so much for being here.
Collectively, Mattie and I have been in the hair care industry for over 30 years. And we have combined our skills and resources to come up with 10 color code secrets. And we will share them with you on today. Number 1, ask the right questions. Where are you starting from? Where do you plan to go? And how do you plan to get there?
Number 2, choose the right color line. 3 Deluxe Professional Color is infused with marigold oil, argan oil, vitamin E oil, all of which aid in making sure that you have a lasting color effect.
Number 3, know the law of color. Before you attempt to apply any color, make sure you have a very good understanding of color and how it works well together.
Number 4, train your eye. It's important that as a colorist that you're able to see levels and tones and that you can distinguish between the two. This helps make sure that you have an amazing color result.
Number 5, it is important to rebook your clients. The best way to predict your future is to plan it yourself. You will have about a 20% increase simply by rebooking your clients.
Number 6, brand yourself. Make sure you're using techniques that are always on the cutting edge. People are always looking at what we're doing as hairdressers, so give them something to talk about.
Number 7, it's important to market for color. If you expect to have a color clientele, you must use the proper marketing techniques.
Number 8, make sure to remember that the small things always count. Make sure to work neat, clean, and effective.
Number 9, there are 3 words to live by in a salon: show, tell, and sell. Make sure you are showing your clients how to take care of their hair at home, telling them specifically what products you're using on their hair, and then sell them the necessary products to take care of their hair once they leave the salon.
Number 10, stay current and relevant. Trends are always changing and updating, so make sure that you don't get left behind.
The law of color is a system of understanding color relationships. Color is a form of light energy. All the colors that you see are contained in a visible spectrum of light. Before you can begin to apply color, it is important that you understand how all the colors work together. So let's begin to look over the law of color. There are 3 primary colors: red, blue, and yellow. When mixed together in equal proportions, they create black. When mixed together with each other, they become secondary colors. So, of course, red and blue equals violet, yellow and blue, green, red and yellow, orange. Then you have your tertiary colors, created when a secondary color is mixed with a neighboring primary color in equal parts. Blue and green yields blue-green. Blue and violet yields blue-violet. Red and violet yields red-violet. Red and orange yields red-orange. Yellow and orange yields yellow-orange. Yellow and green yields yellow-green. Your complementary colors help to balance out colors and neutralize unwanted tones. For example, your blue helps to cancel out orange. Your red would help to cancel out green, and yellow helps to cancel out violet. Let's just briefly review the level system. The level systems go from 1 to 10, 1 being a jet black, 10 being a platinum blonde. As you increase in number, you increase also in the degree of lightness. So, obviously, a level 4 is darker than a level 6, and then 10 being the highest degree of lightness. Okay. Along with this review, it's very important that I express the importance of consultation. So, make sure that you're asking the right questions, that you're evaluating your clients thoroughly, and that you are educating your clients on how to maintain their hair after this. If you have any more questions about that, please feel free to visit my site at thehairmaven.com. Now that you understand the level system, it's important to note that with every desired color, there's an underlying pigment. For example, If you're looking for a level 5 light brown, the underlying pigment is going to be red. This is important because you need to make sure you're formulating with this red in mind. If you're used to coloring already, you may be very familiar with the American colors, where the standard is the number and then a letter, where the number represents the level and the letter represents the color. However, the 3 Deluxe coloring system colors by numbers. For example, 6.31. The 6 represents the level of lightness. The numbers after the decimal point represents the tone. The 3 represents the dominant tone. The 1 represents the second tone. For example, the 6.31 will be level 6, gold ash. For now, let's just join in on our National Artistic Director, Mattie Calloway, and see what she's doing.
Hey guys, so today we are getting ready to do an amazing color demonstration with some very natural looking reds. We've chosen a variety of reds in the copper family, the gold family, and also in the true red family. So if you guys are ready to get started, let's go. So we're going to be using an 8.3, an 8.4, and 8.66 for her reds, and then also at zone 1, which is her root area, I'm going to be going in with 5.5 and 30 volume just to touch up her reds. I'm sorry, just to touch up her roots. We're going to be depositing that formula that I just gave you into some of these panels, and then on our last blonde panels we're going to be using 9.22 with our tone on tone developer. We're using 3 Deluxe Professional color today, and I think that what you're going to see is a very natural looking palette of reds. Nothing very bold, but very beautiful and natural reds. So the amazing thing about the 3 Deluxe Professional line with their reds is I think you'll find that the reds will take you throughout every season of the year, and you won't have to have a summer red or a winter red. You can just be red all year round. So we're excited to show you. Lovely thing about the 3 Deluxe Professional color is that the developers actually are very, very smooth, so it helps the application of the color to go on very smoothly, very clean. It's not thick, so you're not working a lot of arm muscle while you're mixing. This is my zone 1 formula, which is the 5.5 and the 30 volume. This is going to be our zone 2 formula, which is going to be the combination of golds, copper, and red. That's with the tone on tone developer. Tone on tone developer is amazing because it gives you the opportunity to deposit and condition at the same time. With it having such a low pH, you have the opportunity to really go in and condition the hair while you're coloring, which is why it's one of my favorite color lines to use. This is going to be my zone 3 formula, which is going to go on top of her already existing copper blonde. This is going to be 9.22 with the tone on tone developer as well. Using the 9.22, what that's going to allow me to do is to be able to cut through a little bit of that gold that I see in her coppers and to pull a little bit more of a violet base, but not a violet tone. So I'm using a violet base to pull the gold out, but I am desiring a neutral tone with her blonde. So as you can see in her hair, she has alternating patterns, and I really want to get a really good shot for you guys so that you can see her pattern. Have a back panel right here. We also have a panel in the middle, and then we have a panel here on the side. So I wanted to go with a really strong geometric shape so that her color can lay very geometrically. And then right into the middle, she has a center part, so it separates the blonde from the red. Alright guys, so we are back and we're ready to start our color application on Miss Destiny here. And we're going to be starting with our root formula for zone 1, which is going to be 5.5 and 30 volume with a line of 5.66. So I'm going to be going through right in through her new growth area, zone 1. The thing I love about 3 Deluxe Professional color is that it is very easy to mix. The developer is very smooth, so you don't have, you know, a very thick consistency in the bowl. It goes on very smooth. It's easy to move. So if you're working with long hair, you can actually move through the hair quite nicely without having to use too much product. So that's one of the things that I really do love about the color line. Again, we're just going right in at the roots. We're not really trying to pull it through to the mid shaft right now. We're just doing right in at the roots. And the reason I have so many sections is basically because it's a blueprint for me so that I don't get lost in my application. And although I'm just doing a root application right now, in just a few moments we're going to go through and we're going to actually pull through the colors. So that way I will know exactly what color is going where. Okay, so we're just working right through the roots. Working very neatly through the roots, taking small sections so that we keep control of our color application. Working neatly. I'm going to work all the way through her head in the same pattern. Applying basically this first formula to zone 1. Everywhere where I see something that's dark, I'm going to apply this zone 1 formula, this 5.5. Once I get the 5.5 on her root area in that first section, I'm going to go ahead and clip that back up. And I'm going to move to my next section. Now because this next section is actually going to have the zone 2 formula, which is 8.3, 8.4, and 8.66 along with the tone on tone, I'm going to go ahead and pull that formula through. But because the zone 1 formula has 30 volume in it, I did not want to pull it through on the previous section. Again, just working very neatly, working through those sections, roots only. So now I'm getting ready to switch to my zone 2 formula, which is going to be the 8.3, 8.4, and 8.66 along with tone on tone. I'm actually going to go from zone 2 for 3 Deluxe Professional, which is the mid shaft all the way through to the ends. So I'm going to go ahead and apply my second formula right into that area. Because Destiny is already pre-lightened, we should get a really nice pop from this color. In the last part of my formula with our model Destiny, and I'm working in the top area where she's the blondest. I'm going to be using a 9.22 with tone on tone developer to cancel a little bit of her gold out, but to keep it in a neutral family. So there we go. While I'm applying it, I can already see her color starting to tone. She's going to process with this, once I'm done with her full application, she's going to process for 20 to 25 minutes. With the tone on tone developer, when you turn your color tube into the demi, you only have to process it for 20 minutes. So we're going to process Destiny for about 25 because she has a permanent root formula at the roots. To demonstrate to you a beautiful blonde technique on our lovely model Destiny. She's a natural level 2, 3, and she has a little bit of 4 closer to the ends from some previous color. So what we're going to be doing is alternating her panels. We're going to be doing a single process color on her to start with, and then we're going to go on top of that color and we're going to balayage through it, alternating our developer formulas and our bleach formula between 10 volume and 30 volume. So the original formula that we're going to be using is going to be a 5.12. We're going to work that from zone 1 all the way to zone 3. Deluxe Professional, our 40 volume is actually going to bump you to 3 levels as opposed to 4. So we're going to be using the 40 volume today to give us that 3 levels of lift. And also, I'm going to be skipping her zone 1 area. I'm going to be going directly to zone 2 and pulling it through to zone 3. So that's going to be mid shaft to ends. I'm going to be alternating that formula with an 8.3 that I have used 7.3 and 10 grams of our 10.00 to give me an extra level of lift. So I will have a nice 8.3. After that color is finished processing, I will then go on with our lightener and developer, alternating between 10 volume and 30 volume to balayage and give us a multi-tonal effect with our blondes. I'm really excited to be showing this technique today, and I hope that you enjoy it as well. So as you can see here with our model, I have already pre-sectioned our hair. We have a front panel which is going to exemplify my 7.3 along with the 10.00 formula, leaving it at a nice level 8. In the back area, we're going to be starting with our 5.12 with 40 volume, concentrating on zone 2, moving it through to zone 3. And in these top 2 panels, and then the middle crown section, we're going to be alternating those 2 formulas to give us a multi-tonal effect. Again, once that's done processing, we'll go back over with our 10 volume and lightener and 30 volume and lightener. And that'll be an amazing color effect. Okay, so beginning with this back section, we're going to start at the very nape of the neck. I'm going to actually just use my foil as a barrier right now for her skin. I'm going to go with my first formula, which is going to be the 5.12. And I'm going to go with applying it to zone 2 all the way to zone 3. So that's going to be mid shaft to ends. And we're going to skip that zone 1. The reason we're doing that is because we're using a 40 volume, and I just want to make sure we have even and consistent results from roots to ends. So because of her natural body heat at the roots, we want to pull through the zone 2 as opposed to zone 1. The reason being is because we want to avoid the scalp area because of her natural body heat. It would probably tend to over process on you. So we're going to just focus on the mid shaft ends for right now. Just working my way through the top of the section. Again, just using my foil as a barrier for that previous section and also to help control my color placement. This entire back section is going to be that 5.12 and 40 volume formulation. Section. The lovely thing about 3 Deluxe Professional Color is that it does move through the hair really nicely, so you are guaranteed to get great saturation all the way through the entire section. And I've taken a part down the middle of this section just for purposes of control and so that I don't get lost in my application. So again, just working from mid shaft, working my way through to the ends, making sure to get everything completely saturated. I want to make sure that I don't have any dry spots. Okay. Cover that. And that section is complete. We're now going to just work to the other side of the head and doing the exact same motion. We're going to start at the nape of the neck. Pull down about an inch from the roots, and we're going to apply it from zone 2, working our way into zone 3. Just want to make sure you're working very neatly with these sections. It's a little bit more tedious to take the time out to do your section, but I can guarantee you it's going to be worth it in the end for your color result. So take a little bit more time out and just get a really nice clean section. Inch away from the new growth, just working our way through to the ends, pushing the color all the way through the section so we don't have dry spots on the other side. My model is actually a natural model, so she doesn't have any relaxer on her roots. So I feel pretty comfortable with using a 40 volume. And because again, the 3 Deluxe color does not, the 40 volume does not lift you completely 4 levels, I feel very confident in knowing that the 40 volume is going to lift her to a reasonable level without breakage. Just going to make sure we stay away from the roots. Through the sides, I'm now going to begin to alternate that 5.12 formula with the 8.3 formula. Also just making sure again that I push the color all the way through the section, staying away from the roots. This is now my 7.3 with 10.00 booster formula right now, making it a level 8. And back to my 512. Okay, so we are now working in our last panel of color on our model here, just doing alternating her blondes. I pretty much worked through her entire head, alternating my 10 volume and lightener and my 30 volume and lightener, just balayaging through her previously colored pieces. So I'm just going to demonstrate what I'm doing here. This is a panel that's previously been colored with 512. Now I'm going to go into that 512 with my 10 volume, and I'm going to work my way from the outside of the section on both sides. And then I'm just going to dust a little bit of lightener on the very tip of her bang area. Just right there in the middle of those 2 long panels. And I just want to make sure that my sections are really nice and covered with the lightener. So the reason that I'm doing the lightener through the color is so that I can have a softer effect on my color in the end result. So right now what's happening is my lightener is actually processing through the color itself versus her natural tone. So we'll get a really nice kind of blended color with that. So I'm going to go back with the 10 volume, working my way on the outside panels into the middle. The angle of my brush is at a diagonal. That way I don't get hard lines, and I'll just kind of feather at the roots a little bit. And then again, right on the very tip of her bang area, I'm just going to dust a little bit of color, lighten around it. And in her last section, I'm actually going to go ahead and go with the 30 volume. Just make sure I get a really nice kick on that last panel. So essentially I'm creating a V with my color placement here. And there you have it. We will let her process for about 20 more minutes, and then we'll rinse and we'll get the finished product.
hope that you had learned some exciting and fun techniques. And stay tuned because we will be bringing you more exciting videos. Make sure to follow us on Facebook,
like us on Instagram,
or tweet about us.
On behalf of 3 Deluxe Professional Color, we want to thank you so much for your attention to this video, and we look forward to bringing you more fun education.
Again, I'm Kaye Flewellen, the hair maven.
I'm Mattie Michelle Goes In. We'll see you next time.